Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm Shadow Stitch, and I like solo running Pokemon Black and White. Today we're continuing on with our series, finishing up the three starters. We started off with Superior, my personal favorite starter, did all right. Embor followed that up, and had just an absolutely fantastic time. So go check those two out if you haven't already. But today, of course, we're going to be doing Samurott. Samurott, being the water type starter, is actually really cool. I think it has a great design, and it only got better with its Hisuian form. So who knows? Maybe someday we'll work some magic and get the Hisuian form into the game. I don't know, but for now though, we're rocking the old OG Samurott, and it still has a lot of potential, as we'll see as we go along. This is gonna be just nice and relaxed, casual stuff. So go ahead, throw me on in the background while you're working on something else or something. Check in every now and then, and we'll get going. So I guess real quick though, I never actually laid out my rules in any of my previous videos, but it's pretty simple. Number one, we can only use our starter in battle. I can't use items in battle, like potions and stuff like that, except I am allowing myself to use held items. I can't use any evasion boosting moves before hitting level 100. I don't really foresee pretty much any Pokemon having to deal with that, but, it's there. And then I am allowed to catch HM users and additional party members. So yeah, that's pretty much a long and short of it. It's pretty standard solo running stuff. So let's go ahead and hop into it and see how Samurott does. Alright, so here we go. We're going to be taking Oshawott out of the box, but just like all my other runs, this Oshawott is not going to be the one that we're going to be using. I preload my starters into every one of my runs, and there's not going to be anything different. We're going to be running a perfect Oshawott, and this time around I decided to go with a lonely nature, which is very interesting. Definitely not one that you think about too often, but that is going to be plus attack and minus defense. We didn't want to sacrifice any special attack. I couldn't sacrifice any speed. In hindsight, I think a naughty nature might have been better, which is same attack boost, but in return dropping special defense. I think I was a little bit more afraid of Elisa than I was Lenora, because Lenora kind of just kills you anyway. She ever goes for like retaliate, so it is what it is. So overall though, a interesting nature option. So while we're doing a little bit of early game chores, let's go ahead and take a look at the stats that we're working with. So Oshawott starts off with a 55 in HP and attack, 45 in defense, special defense, and speed, and a solid 63 special attack. Not really what you would consider to be a special attacker, I guess, but it actually works out really great for us because we start off with Water Gun, of course, as our basic attack, as we level up right there as well. We of course also get Tackle, which is great. For some reason, Generation 5 decided to buff Tackle to 50 base power for some godforsaken reason, and there is that. So we'll not really struggle with too much. We actually have decent offenses here with special attack, and we don't have to worry about the Purloin that we're about to fight here with N, because it does love spamming Growl, and that was definitely something that something like Superior or Snivy rather struggled with a little bit, but we're able to spam our stab Water Gun and actually do a decent amount of damage, especially with a nice critical hit. So that's pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next route, and we're going to heal up. So I'm not really expecting too many problems with Oshawott. It is not going to get a boosting move like Snivy did, but it should be okay. It is going to gain focus energy, though, which is at least an option. That is, it allows me to potentially land more critical hits, and it is something that might come in handy for sure. So we're just doing some basic training here. So of course, while we're lower level, we want to knock these Pokemon out so we get the most amount of experience that we can, because Generation 5 did introduce that new experience system. So pretty much like you want to be as low level as you can to gain as much experience whenever you're battling other things. So very nice. And we actually have a solid amount of PPE because we're actually knocking things out very quickly. So I'm able to run straight into the Dream Yard without having to stop to heal, which is very cool. So it's very nice whenever I'm two-shotting pretty much everything. With Water Gun, I'm able to conserve a little bit of time by not making that shot trip, which is very nice. We're even getting some higher roll damages right here, and we're almost level 13, super close. We probably shouldn't need it for Sharon though, so it shouldn't be too bad. We're gonna heal up here, top up our PP, and then head into the Sharon battle. So Snivy is not threatening at all. It only has the Vine Whip, which is incredibly weak, and we do gain focus energy, dropping Water Sport, which is pretty much useless, and we're able to get our Oran Berries here. So heading into the gym, we might have a little bit of trouble with the monkey. It does have the weaker Vine Whip though still. But it's still a monkey. It's still okay, especially because it likes to boost with workup. But the gym trainers really aren't too much of a hassle. We get to our level 14 as well, and we're able to head out. And I would just want to be safe and get a little bit more experience. So I want to hit that level 15 so I can hit a nice damage rounding threshold. So Pokemon has thresholds for its damage, because just the way the math works out, if your level ends in a 0, 3, 5, or 8, you will get a ever so slight boost to your damage output, which is very interesting. So yeah, and like I mentioned in the Embor run, I'm going to go ahead and I should probably be doing this before I leave the routes because of that experience system, but with a medium slow Pokemon, it's not too bad. We have to knock out a good bit of wilds here, but we do hit that level 15, get that extra damage rounding threshold there, and we're able to heal up, pop that berry, and we're going to safety save here, of course, for Silent. So yeah, no, definitely he can just sit there and spam workup. He does really like doing that. Unfortunately, it does outspeed us, and we unfortunately do take our first reset right there. So it's not that fast of a reset. We were really close to knocking out him though, and unfortunately we missed the 2-shot, but critical hits got our back thanks to our focus energy. We land another critical hit on the monkey, and we gain our first badge at about 13 minutes. Not too bad. So not the best first split, of course, but that we could get, but not too shabby. So Fennel tasks us to head into the Dream Yard, and we're going to go ahead and teach workup and cut to our Panseer. So I almost teach it to the Oshawott. That would have been bad. The move deleter is not until Mistralton, which is the 6th gym. So yeah, not great if I ended up teaching that. So but yeah, we get to stop the grunts beating up the poor little Munna, and we're going to level up here again to 16. So getting very close to our evolution for sure. So not too shabby. So Oshawott's doing pretty good despite its first reset there, and it's probably not going to struggle too much for a little bit, as long as we can get past Lenora. You know, sure, it doesn't have super effective damage on Berg like the Embor-line had, but I don't really think that it's going to have too much trouble because it does get a few interesting moves. So we're going to grab a couple repels here and a couple paralyze heals and antidotes for the rest of the run. And then we're going to grab a great ball down here and do our only mandatory double battle. So this is the only mandatory double battle in the entire run. These girls will not let you buy if you have only one Pokemon with you. So we get a nice quick heal here at the preschool, and we're going to clear out these preschoolers and their caretaker, I guess you could say. So the monkeys give a decent amount of experience, especially the Pansear we're able to knock out very quickly. And the Pampor can't really do much to us at all. And we hit level 17 and we get our evolution, but we also gain our signature move, Razor Shell. So while we're beating up these guys, and we will have Sharon quickly after, but as you can imagine, he's not really going to be much of a problem. We'll take a look at DeWatt. So DeWatt has, follows pretty much the same blueprint, getting a nice boost in all of its stats to 75 in HP and attack, 60 in defense, special defense, and speed, and a solid 83 in special attack. So Razor Shell is actually not that bad of an attack. 75 base power is solid, but a 95% accuracy is a little bit annoying, and it does have a chance to lower defense, which is very solid. So very cool. So, and and we're catching that back up with just us taking care of these guys. And I am going to spend a little bit of extra time here trying to find me a Woobat. I definitely should be catching that Roggenrola, but like I said in the past couple runs, I have not actually incorporated a strength user into my runs yet. Fun thing there, I actually encounter an Audino, so that is a interesting mechanic called Shaky Grass, and at least in these early routes, Audino is pretty much the only thing that you're going to find there, and Audinos are basically the Chansey of Generation 5. They are fat EXP sponges. They give you a ton of XP, which is very nice. So any chance that I can get, if I can see them, because sometimes I'm moving a little too fast, and I definitely want to run into those Audinos and getting a nice extra injection of XP. So, but we're gonna finish off all these trainers right here. I do expect to need a decent amount of experience for the Lenora, just make sure that we're safe. And we're going to see actually my first mistake, because I actually skip the Mystic Water. Yeah, that was definitely a bad idea. The Mystic Water is easily available in this area. You just talk to a girl in one of the houses and tell her what Pokemon you started with, and she'll give you a charcoal, Miracle Seed, or Mystic Water, corresponding to that. So, but we do get to level 20. We get Fury Cutter, which is going to be great for our next split, but not really that big of a deal for right now. Although it does help us take out these grass types pretty quickly, so that's not too shabby. So, also we got a couple of temples here. They are definitely really annoying with Growl and Supersonic and stuff like that, but if we can get a good Fury Cutter chain going, we can probably just plow right through them. But of course it breaks our chain and we finish it off with Tackle. So yeah, that guy with the 3 temples can actually be really annoying sometimes if you can't take him out pretty quickly. And yeah, so... But we can also take out this guy pretty quickly, get to level 21, and I don't think I went over here yet with any of my other Pokemon. I'm just kind of like running through here a little more. I do, of course, have to catch my Temple for my Surf user later, because we will not be putting Surf on our Samurott. Because, once it transfers, it, definitely really wants to be using its physical attacks, which are very strong. So, And as you saw there, I picked up a netball, which I definitely didn't need, and I missed a shaky grass, which is not great. So missed a opportunity to get a good chunk of experience there, but you know, it is what it is. So we're taking down N here. He's not really a problem at all. Thankfully, Tim Pole was nice to us today, and we're able to finish him off and head into the gym. So the gym isn't really too much of a problem. There is one trainer here, the scientist up at the top. Her Herdier, because Herdier is just a pretty decent Pokemon at this point in the game, can cause a little bit of trouble, but it's usually not too bad. But it does have Intimidate. No, it doesn't. This one doesn't. My bad. I'm thinking of Lenora's. So, but it does pop an X Defend that lowers your physical prowess if you're running a physical attacker. So, but yeah, so last trainer here, we're really close to leveling up to 23, and we're also running low on PP, but I did, of course, grab an Ether in the Pinwheel Forest there. I'm gonna slap on an Oranberry, and we're gonna see if my lonely nature is gonna come back to bite me. So I'm going to set up my focus energy, get to level 23, and unfortunately we take our next reset right there. Now I'm making a mistake right here, because as you can see, we did level up to 23, and we actually gained a decent amount of experience by taking out the Herdier there. What I should be doing, instead of taking these resets, is I should be keeping that experience from knocking out the Herdier and blackout training here. It's really not that slow, and it is a practice that I have incorporated into a lot of other runs. But this time we just luck out with a Razor Shell critical hit, bypassing our attack drop, and just easily one-shotting that Watchog right there. So definitely relying a little bit too much on the critical hits, and I could have definitely used the extra experience to just muscle my way through a little bit faster. But you know, we still made it happen, and now I'm gonna deposit all my team so we can bypass a double battle and just have quicker heals when needed. So I'm gonna grab a couple more repels, grab a couple more super potions. I don't really need to, but I'm going to, I guess, nonetheless. And we're going to head into the Pinwheel Forest and knock out all of the plasma goons. So definitely not great that I missed the Mystic Water. That's just a really bad mistake. So 100% grab the Mystic Water if you're doing this run. You know, don't be me. So yeah, and that is definitely going to hurt us as we go forward through pretty much the entire run. Just this was a very sloppy run. I'll be completely honest with you. I'm not very proud of this. This was also my third run with Duat. My first run, I tried like a lot of different weird strategies. I tried going all the way out of the way to get Waterfall, and it just wasn't worth it. My second run was a lot better than my first, but I forgot to record. So, and of course, you know, I gotta make a video, so I need to have a recording of this run. So I ran a third run with Samurott, and you know, I don't know if my other runs were that sloppy, but it is what it is. So we do grab the Grass Knot TM down here. Samurott can learn Grass Knot still, which is very nice to have grass coverage for a Pokemon like this. And we are going to also learn Water Pulse, and we're just going to teach it over Razor Shell. We do, of course, have a higher special attack at this point, so being able to utilize that, not have to worry about accuracy, is really, really nice right there. And also the chance to cause confusion is pretty good as well, so not really too bad. I can't really complain. Sure, we give up our signature move for a little bit less power, but we're using our stronger special attack at this point, and we don't have the EVs to offset it to matter. So we're gonna grab the rest TM and then head up this way to get the Eviolite. And of course, the Eviolite is fantastic for any evolving Pokemon, boosting our defense and special defense by 50% as long as we can still evolve. So that's really nice. And we're going to go ahead and teach Grass Knot over Focus Energy, so we can do a little bit of good training here on these fishermen. These fishermen are great chunks of experience. These Basculin give a decent amount of XP, and you know, they can be a little scary. As you saw, we've got a little close there against that Basculin, but you know, as long as you're paying attention, you're using good moves, and you know, as you see the second one, we're pretty much one-shotting all of them. That one right there does hang on a little bit, but you know, the sand is helping us out for sure as well, and we're able to get a couple levels and get a nice free heal right there in that little hut, so we can move on to take on Berg. And but first, of course, we have to chase down the Plasma Goons and do all of their shenanigans. So yeah, Dewott is not doing half bad. Sure, it took a reset or two to the first couple gyms, but you know, 38 minutes, we're doing okay up here through this, and definitely think that this run can definitely be optimized for sure. And you know, we haven't really seen it yet, but you know, missing the Mystic Water is definitely going to hurt us eventually in the long run, I'm sure. So, but yeah, so we chase out the Plasma guys. We get a nice speech from Getsis, get Bianca's mana back, and now we have the gym open to us, and we can move on. So. So this gym is not too bad. So pretty much the only thing that's threatening in this entire gym, more or less, is I guess these Sawaddles, if they get too many critical hits, Razor Leafs, but mostly, of course, it's going to be Berg's Ace Levani. So, but I have a plan for that. So we're going to take out pretty much all these gym trainers because we just barely should get enough experience to get over level 28 and the next damage rounding threshold, so that's pretty solid. And yeah, not too bad. So this gym, you know, I keep saying it's just one of the coolest design gyms. However, the sound that those doors make is just absolutely horrible, and no, I will not play it. So it is the worst, and it is one of the reasons that I'm glad that I don't play with audio on, because you know, I do play on speed up. So there is that. So really nice. So we hit level 28. We get the opportunity to learn Revenge. Revenge isn't a bad move necessarily, but for a Pokemon like Samurott, it's not the bulkiest thing in the world. We definitely want to be going first all the time. So we start off with a Water Pulse, and now we have to start racking up Fury Cutter. Because as long as we get Fury Cutter maxed out and don't miss on the Levani, it is a nice, easy one-shot on that Levani. Of course, it can ruin it completely with Protect, but, you know, what you gonna do? So, there's really not too much else that we can do about that, and we're able to, you know, get through the first try, which is great, and move on to Bianca. So this fight is almost always just a complete joke. You know, we're significantly over, we're 10 levels over her Herdier right now. Like, we are cooking. We're perfectly fine. So we do miss a Fury Cutter, so the Pansage is able to set up Leech Seed. A little bit annoying, but we had the Fury Cutter up and running for the mana as well, and we're able to knock out the Pignite with one move, which is just wonderful. We get a nice free heal here to top off our PP for the Sharon fight, and can potentially be a little bit annoying. Of course, the permanent sand doesn't help, but we're relatively strong as long as we avoid accuracy drops, and even though we get one accuracy drop, we are able to still power through. Let's go, little Dewott. You know, he is killing it right now. But we are now in the split where we have to fight Elisa, and we get to fight a real Pokemon with super effective damage on us. And yeah, so, and she's no slouch. Volt Switch hits pretty dang hard. It is a 70 base power move, and so that's not nothing. But we do have Dig, so at least we can hit her Zipstrika really hard, which is nice. So we're able to clear out these trainers because, of course, we are going to have to come back through here eventually. But so I like to clear those trainers out so I don't have to worry about the spinners or anything like that when we come back for the plot. So we're going to just take out these plasma guys, get the bike that I am still considering if I want to even use or not yet. I'm leaning towards not, but you know, that's okay. We also get the return TM, which is absolutely fantastic. So return is an incredible move that does more damage based on your Pokemon's happiness. And at this point, usually we're somewhere around 90 base power, which is pretty solid. That's roughly about the same power as our stab move at the moment, and it maxes out at 102 with max happiness, so that's pretty dang good. So just a nice, strong normal type move that we can hit into our resist. So we're gonna head out here to Route 16. Do have some decent training here. This guy's Herdier gives a decent amount of experience, and we're going to take out these guys. Why haven't I taught return yet? I don't know, but it's okay. We're going to take out that girl's Liepard and this guy's Scraggy, and I definitely should have gone a little bit farther because there's a guy over there with 2 Whirlipedes, and his gives a actually pretty decent experience. So there's that. But of course, the prize for coming over here is a nice rare candy. Definitely very useful, and we're gonna grab a decent amount of them going through this run right here. So we're gonna go ahead and battle N, take a lovely Ferris wheel ride, and thanks to my instant text that I accidentally patched onto my ROM, we don't actually get to see a speech, but that's okay, because N usually isn't too much of a problem as long as you have decent moves to hit him with. And of course, we have pretty solid moves going on right here. So Sigilif does unfortunately Whirlwind us out. And my rule, if I ever get phased out like that, is I have to immediately switch back into my starter or reset the battle. I'm not going to reset. I'm just gonna take the switch back in, and do have to head out here to top off my PP because I don't have any more ethers. So yeah, definitely one of the weaker things going on with Dewott here is it doesn't have the best PP reserves, but it's not too bad. So we get to take on these Emolgas, and we miss the roller coaster. I will one of these days hit that correctly, but it's not gonna be today. So one other thing that's really nice about having Water Pulse is on these Emolgas, we don't have to risk static, which is just wonderful. So for one, we're not in our bag too much, healing status and stuff like that. But just in general, like, don't even have to worry about hacks, which is good. So we did also learn Aqua Jet right there, which is a fantastic option for us. It gives us a decently strong stab priority move. So that's really good because the Emolgas we're not going to be able to outspeed them. So we're now going to be teaching Dig and Return, and then we have 2 water moves to top things off. Holding our Eviolite, we're going to save up and see what we can do. So Volt Switch actually doesn't do that bad. So we do end up taking another Volt Switch and hitting a Dig as the Zipstrika comes in. We actually get a first try thanks to a critical hit on one more Water Pulse, which would have actually been fine because we had Aqua Jet on the following turn, and we actually get a first try Elisa, which is fantastic. That's definitely the gym that I was the most worried for, as you can imagine. But yeah, it's not that bad, actually. And neither is going to be Sharon too much right here. We're able to power through thanks to return and a solid level advantage. But yeah, now we're going to get a nice free heal here and beat up a couple toddlers before we can move on. So shout outs to Alder wanting to see us beat up toddlers. Sure, why not? And we're getting really close to our evolution right now, and we're going into a ground type gym. So we are kind of cruising at the moment. We've gotten past Berg, which could have been potentially problematic with his Levandi. We've gotten past our super effective problem gym in Elisa. There's really not a whole lot that's standing in our way right now. So we're going to head on down here to the cold storage, and I make a massive mistake. I don't know if it's as much of a mistake as just me being uninformed. Scald is here. Scald is an incredible move. It is 80 base power, special water type move, and it has the chance to burn. Why would I not want this move? It is a massive increase to our base power with that. Well, I thought that Scald was a gift in the post game. I did not do my research. So because of that, I just gave up one of my best moves, especially in this early game. And if I had Scald, that Watchog would be dead. That Scraggy would be dead. Heck, if I even grabbed the Mystic Water, they'd be dead. So yeah, Water Pulse is definitely falling off. And, despite us getting our evolution here, which is absolutely fantastic, definitely one of the biggest blunders that I have made in a run so far. Probably topping Superior's Fling shenanigans, for sure, in my opinion. So, yeah, and I do not correct this mistake in this run, and this is number one the reason why I am so looking forward to potentially rerunning these in a year or so from now, because Samurott deserves more. Samurott deserves better. But as we grab the expert belt right here, let's go ahead and take a look at Samurott stats while we're going to run right through this gym. We get a solid 95 in HP, 100 attack, an 85 in defense, and then 108 special attack. So we're a pretty solid mixed attacker with a little bit of a leaning towards special attack, and then 70 in both our special defense and speed. So not the speediest thing in the world, but not too bad. Now, however, I do want you to take a look at a very important move on that moveset at level 57. We get Swords Dance. All the other starters so far, they've only had either Work Up or Growth. Swords Dance is a huge freaking upgrade from those. So yeah, our main goal in this entire run is get to Swords Dance as fast as possible, for sure. And I definitely don't think that I got there as fast as possible, but as we load up to Clay, we're going to see how we do. And what do you know? We're just going to pretty much just one-shot everything. Who would have thought? We even got Grass Knot still for the Palpitoad, and there is our 5th badge just over an hour into the game, which is fantastic. So we got Bianca coming up next. This is where Bianca potentially can start causing problems because, of course, her Musharna finally evolved, and her Musharna is definitely a little bit annoying, can put us to sleep and do all kinds of other goofy stuff. But she's not really that bad, and as you can see, she wastes her Musharna until last, does put us to sleep, wastes a couple turns, and we get to move on with our lives. So not too shabby. So yeah, right here we're going to battle this trainer with an Emolga, but it's not the end of the world, and we're going to grab us a Cherry Berry. So this is the first time we can get a Cherry Berry in the run, and it is going to come in handy for us much later on. We're going to grab a nice elixir right here, take out these two spinner scientists. They could definitely be bypassed, but, you know, I'm not really that worried about it, so. I do actually notice some shaky grass, and there we go. You'll love to see it. We actually get a solid chunk of experience from the Autono right there. I'm going to heal up at the house, and we're going to head into Chargestone Cave. So there we go. So Chargestone Caves, there's not really a whole lot to talk about here. We get a nice run-in with N, and we also get a nice run-in with Bianca and Professor Juniper, where she gives us the lucky egg. So I did kind of touch on it last time, but I guess I can somewhat reiterate it now. Who knows what order you guys are watching these in? I don't know. This is, of course, just the start of the channel and all that fun stuff, but I've chosen to ban the lucky egg. I personally just don't find the lucky egg very fun because you just end up kind of power leveling past all of your problems. Now, I don't think that Samurott in the late game is going to have too much problems anyway, considering that it gets Sword Stance and actually pretty decent moves to use. But I don't really think that it is necessarily, you know, fun. Because, like, you know, Pokemon like Superior that struggled a little bit more, it's, you know, definitely, you know, was definitely not really annoying. Also, by the way, if I just had Scald, that was a dead Watchog. But, yeah, it is what it is. So, yeah, we're going to run through this gauntlet here and just take out these trainers. Gain a few more levels right here, and we, of course, have N at the very end. But, so, yeah. Of course, if you want to do solo runs and you want to allow the lucky egg, all power to you. I will never be a gatekeeper to you. It's just me personally. I don't find it fun. Shoutouts to Speedrunner 0218. I screwed up the numbers, I think. Sorry. So, yeah. But he likes using the lucky egg. And all power to him. His runs are still fantastic, and they're great for me to watch when I was learning this. We're also going to head down here to grab the rare candy in the basement floor. I do get paralyzed by the Zebstrika, but not the end of the world. Yeah, so this one is a little bit out of the way, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in the Superior run, I think it was, that I did this one. I grabbed this one. But yeah, I've pretty much cut this out of a lot of different runs, because it is a little bit out of the way. You have a couple spinners that you have to dodge, and there's that. So we got Samurott going up against N, and with our special attacking damage, even though it's resisted, we are perfectly fine against the Pharaoh Seed. So we're going to have to 3-shot it, but it can't do anything back to us, so we're perfectly fine. Hey, if I had Scald, maybe I 2-shot it. Who knows? But alright, I'll shut up about the Scald thing. But it is still very annoying to me right now that I forgot that. So, but yeah, so we're going to go ahead and move on. We do have to chase down Skyla back to the Celestial Tower. And I also need to work on my movement here, because I am running it very close with that Ace Trainer right there. That Ace Trainer before is a triple battle, or a rotation battle in the other version, and they are ungodly slow, so you do not want to run into that guy for sure. So but yeah, so we take out the only mandatory trainer in this entire tower right here, get to level 42, which is very nice. And we are going to head up here, where we can just click the B button and spin these spinners, because they were improperly programmed, which is just funny. So thankfully, us having Grass Knot still, we're able to just take out the fish very quickly. Very nice. That fish can definitely be problematic for some Pokemon. And then we get to head up to the bell, ring it, and get Skyla to head back to her gym. So we need to also work on our bag management as well, so we can not have to teach fly and all that fun stuff. But that one's not too bad. I had to open up the menu anyway, right? So not the end of the world. So But yeah, we're going to take a way through the gym. We shouldn't have too many problems. We might miss out on a KO or two, but we're very close to our next upgrade in move. And yeah, we should be getting it in this gym for sure. So we're going, or very, very soon. So yeah, almost level 43 right here. And we're going to knock out this first trainer, get to level 43. Oh, I thought it was 43. Is it 44? Oh, it's 45. I'm using 2 rare candy. Okay, that's what it was. It was 45. I used 2 rare candies so I don't waste too much experience. Cause before I battled this Swoobat, I thought it was 44. I remember using a rare candy there, but like I guess, whatever. So yeah, so now we're level 45. We got Aqua Tail. We actually have a good move to click that's not named Water Pulse. So we are just going to absolutely demolish this gym. The Swanna does hang on to our with our return, but it's no problem, and we're moving on with our next gym about just over an hour and 15 minutes. Not too shabby. So yeah, looking fantastic here, but it doesn't stop there, because we're going to head up this way and pop our repel, and we're accidentally going to run into a backpacker while I try to get up on the thingy, but you know, it's not the end of the world, because we're also going to get a nice little extra upgrade by running over here and grabbing the X-Scissor TM, which is fantastic. We finally have something to hit grass types extremely hard with, and psychic types and dark types and stuff like that too, but it's mainly great for the grass types. And we're going to see Sharon. He stands no chance against us. His Servine just absolutely demolished by the X-Scissor, which is great, and the Simipour even one-shotted by the return, which is awesome. So yeah, so Alder shows off his bionic legs, again jumping off of a 20-foot cliff, and gives us Surf, but we're not going to be using it on Samurott. We have pretty much fully switched to being a physical attacker thanks to us having Aqua Tail now. So that is great. One downside to Aqua Tail, of course, though, is that it is going to be a little bit lacking in the BP department. But as long as we manage that pretty well, and we do have plenty of other good moves to rock with it, it shouldn't be too bad. Grab a couple extra healing items here, especially in Ether, could become in handy, and we're going to get a nice full heal by taking on this Doctor and just knocking out his Duosion and Musharna and stuff like that. So I've hinted at it a little bit, but Twist Mountain does have an entirely different version of it in the winter, and considering that I started these runs in summer, my thought process is I either have to do all of them in summer or all of them in winter. I've actually changed my mind on that a little bit, and I've started to run a few tests with the winter version map, but I'm still not allowing myself to use the items that are only available in the winter there. There's an extra rare candy, there's the substitute TM, I think there's like one other random thing. I don't remember exactly, but those are the 2 main ones. But yeah, so will I change that in the future? I don't know, but as we're running our way through and clowning on this gem because Bryson is an absolute joke as usual, maybe we'll consider that in the future. So yeah, not too bad. Hey, you know, it'd be great if I had right now the Mystic Water, because then I'm going to not miss out on some of these one-shots that I'm missing out on. Definitely a little bit annoying, like that vanilla shred there. Would have been great, but yeah. We get to walk right through our rock, and now we get to take on Bryson. I don't even bother saving. He's not worth it. We're just going to click Aqua Tail a bunch of times. The Bear Tick does lift. It is pretty bulky, but the Cryogonal, we don't even have to click our stab because it is just so pathetically frail. And there we go. We have our badges, and I finally update the overlay. Look at that. So yeah, not too bad. So we got the next gauntlet coming up here, and I accidentally run into the grass and hit a Mienfoo. So that is just fantastic. So definitely looking forward to that guy, though. I'm looking forward to running Mienfoo. He's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, so while we get ready for this gauntlet, I'm going to heal up a little bit of a PP. I'm actually going to take a break and grab myself a drink real quick. So yeah, we're going to be running through this gauntlet. So I guess I'll talk about like how I'm looking at adjusting forward with the channel. So these first 3 runs I kind of did all back to back before getting the channel ready to launch with, of course, the Superior. I've gotten some feedback on some people I've trusted to share the videos with and stuff like that before. And I have been told, maybe we should work on trimming down some things. So the next run, which, I will give a nice preview to, who we're going to be doing at the end of this one, I think I'm going to look into that, because a lot of these gauntlets in between the gyms and stuff like that, nothing important's really happening, right? So to cut down on a lot of the rambling and stuff like that I'm doing, because there's only so many times I can talk about the lucky egg and the experience system and all kinds of little goofy Gen 5 shenaniganry before it just kind of gets boring. There's only so many times I can talk about that stuff, right? So I definitely think that I'm going to take some of that critique to heart. And, who knows, we might incorporate a little bit of editing, but we're still never going to be going to full-on produced videos, I don't think. I do want to this casual kind of format still. And, just in general, I don't want this channel to become a chore for me. I just want to be able to have fun and be able to share with you guys my experiences, because I do love these games. I love running these games. They're a ton of fun. And I just want to be able to share my experiences growing, improving, and stuff like that. And I don't want that to become a chore. As we just go over here, grab the red candy. We do actually dodge this time. Let's go. Good stuff. And we get to run the second gauntlet. But before I get back into that, we are going to be grabbing the cover fossil right here. Shout outs to the cover fossil. It's going to play a very important role. So, but yeah, we're running through another gauntlet, so we'll just continue on. So yeah, I definitely think that trimming down the videos a little bit is going to make it a lot easier experience for you guys to watch, and cuts down on all this rambling nonsense that I am spewing out currently. So, because there's just so much that I can really say over a gauntlet of like 16 plasma grunts, and I'm already kind of running out of things to say. So nonetheless, though, I hope you guys have enjoyed the launch of the channel and the run with these 3 starters, so at least I can get a nice baseline of how things are going for the channel, and at least introduce myself. Maybe you get to know me a little bit, and my weird quirks and idiosyncrasies and stuff like that. But yeah, but we're not going to be stopping anytime soon. At recording this, I've actually ran 10 different Pokemon at this point, including the 3 starters here. So I have a lot of runs to go through, and I'm very excited and looking forward to sharing them all with you guys. So especially the goofiness with this rare candy right here. So yeah, this one's gonna be a fun one, but we'll see what's going on with that a little bit later. It's way easier to show than explain. So that's really cool. So. But yeah, as we grab our Blackstone here, we're going to get ready to finally head to the final gym. So I do want to shout out to some of the other black and white solo runners, and whenever I get back to running these starters again and not running into this random trainer with an Alamomola, I'm going to... Oh, I did that to get an extra level because I was so close. That's why I did that. So I think that one of the other black and white solo runners has an amazing route for Samurott right here, and they did excellent. They played so well. Yeah, I'm also, of course, again, kind of, taking advantage of the weather right here. And I think this one did actually affect it a little bit more than the other ones, because I am getting the damage boost from the weather right there. So, yeah, definitely going to want to find a good way to level the playing field there for that fight right there. And we grabbed the Fling TM, which is awesome, but yeah, definitely not great running into these guys, because, the first guy isn't too bad. I thought maybe they would give better experience. They really don't. So, yeah. But we really need to be speedrunning and sprinting our way to Swords Dance, but I'm kind of just taking more of like a slower casual approach. So I think I'm going to always mispronounce this. I'm sorry. I think it's Ilstraga. Please correct me if I'm wrong. They have a route. They've worked out a route and a good experience route and stuff like that. And they've already got Swords Dance at this point, which is just absolutely killer. So yeah, definitely going to be studying that route of theirs, going into potential re-rankings later on. And yeah, it is going to be so nice, because I think Samurott has so much potential. I'm just playing it really bad. So yeah, I'm honestly a little bit more disappointed about this run than I was about the Superior run, because like the Superior run was good all the way up until the very end, where I screwed up. But like, it was still really good. This run, I have mistakes all across, for sure. But yeah, for one thing, that's just how progression works. You have to grow, and you have to learn a little bit at a time, right? So, yeah, it is what it is, right? So, but yeah, we're running through these trainers, not really too much of a problem. The Dredigans are a little bit annoying thanks to rough skin, so we do get a little low there thanks to the rough skin, but it's not the end of the world. We're able to heal up, and we're pretty much two-shotting or one-shotting everything in this entire gym with return, which is just wonderful. Also, X-Scissor a little dash of X-Scissor every now and then on the dinos, just to save some XP, or some PP, excuse me. And yeah, so still two-shotting Dredigans with return. Awesome. So yeah, these trainers, pretty much only the three with the Dredigan saw cause any potential problems, especially the Veteran. The Veteran sometimes always kind of gets me close. The Ace trainers aren't as bad, but there's that one Veteran that can kind of be a little sketchy, because they actually will click a good move, and yeah, the rough skin definitely acts up for sure. But we're really close to level 55, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. I'm just going to pop an ether on this return, and we're just going to go right in here and start clicking buttons. We miss out on the one shot on the fracture, not the end of the world. And then we're going to be two-shotting the Dredigan as well, and then two-shotting the Haxorus. We get slapped by Dragon Tail, but once again, all we have to do is just switch right back in, and we are good to go. But of course, we waste some time because the Panseer did gain some experience. Fantastic. You love to freaking see it. So, awesome. All right. So we get out here and we finish our gyms just under an hour and 45 minutes. Not too bad. I can't really complain. So not the best timing in the world, but we're coming in pretty good. So not too bad for one of our first runs. So And yeah, we're just going to pop a couple rare candies, and at long last, we gain Sword Stance. Yeah, not the best routing here for me, but I have Swords Dance now, and now we get to turn it up. So we set up a Swords Dance, and now we do live the Leaf Blade because the Superior does outspeed us. Not the end of the world though, and we just plow through everything. And yeah, thanks to Swords Dance, we're able to just kind of go ham on the rest of this game. So I do accidentally run into this girl, which is a little bit annoying because she does have a Jellicent. So I set up to +4, and that's just enough for me to just knock it straight out. Head through the best badge check in the series, don't at me. I've said that every time, and I will probably continue to say it because this is that awesome. And we're flying, and it even has like a little mini ice puzzle. Like, how cool is that? So, and we make our way into Victory Road. Battle our only mandatory trainer here in Victory Road, and we're going to move on. Even though she has a Zipstrika, it's not that big of a deal, and we're able to plow our way right through. I think I skip all the rest of the trainers as well. Nice. So hop across the puddle here, grab a nice rare candy. Moving on, and we're going to hit this guy. Sometimes you can skip him. He's a spinner. He's annoying. It's not the end of the world though usually. So especially for a Pokemon like Samurott that is just absolutely cracked right now and just able to just plow through everything with its good moves. So even this Levani, we're going to knock it out, get a nice level 59 and a free heal right there, and we should be pretty much good to go into the last stretch. So dodge the last veteran. Sometimes he can be a little bit annoying with Pokemon, but we don't need the experience right now, and we have made it into the Pokemon League. We're going to top off on our full restores, and we've already healed from the doctor, so we are good. And now we get to finally see the absolute glory of Fling. So yes, we're going to pop H Rest and Fling on this, and we're going to be taking on Chantal. So with Swords Dance, Aqua Tail, Rest to heal off the burn if we need to, and Fling, we are good to go. So we set up a nice Swords Dance, and it's pretty much wraps. Jellicent, we don't have to worry about Curse Body with Fling for her last 2 Pokemon, and we're good right there. Just absolutely destruction right there. So we get to move straight on to Grimsley. Probably should have ordered this a little bit better, but it doesn't really matter because it's pretty much all the same. We're going to swap out Fling for X-Scissor, and we're going to give him a Chesto Berry. So we have the solid Resto-Chesto combo just in case. So also I want to shout out Yastrega as well because he's been using Taunt a lot. And Taunt is very easy to get. Taunt is incredibly simple to get. It's right there on Victory Road on the way. So it's definitely something that I want to start incorporating into some runs because I think that Taunt may make some of these semi-inconsistent fights, like a Grimsley, if he hits you with like a Sand Attack from Scrafty, a lot better. So I definitely am interested in trying out Taunt because it's so easy. And we see the Cherry Berry come into play, baby. Let's go. So that was not a waste of time. That Reuniclus will always go for Thunder and paralyze us, which is awesome. So that is just fantastic. So yeah, because of the Cherry Berry that we attach, we don't have to worry about the paralysis, and we're able to just sweep right through. And now it is just down to Marshall. So Marshall shouldn't be too bad, but we do have to worry about the speed drop from Throw's Bulldoze. So Sock, we are able to two-shot it with X-Scissor because we have to two-shot it anyway, thanks to the sturdy. And unfortunately, thanks to missing our Aqua Tail on the Conkeldurr, we have just too much damage on us. So the Mienshao, thanks to the speed drop, is able to outspeed us and knock us out with a jump kick. So unfortunate there, reset. But you know, we get a nice quick run back. We don't take the speed drop from Bulldoze, and there we go. We are heading into the final 2 fights at 1 hour and 55 minutes. We blew right through that Elite Four. A little bit unlucky on Marshall, but for the most part, a really fast Elite Four. Nothing too crazy, and now we get to see the gigantic castle coming out of the ground somehow. So that's great. All right. So yeah, we get to head into the castle. We got one more rare candy that we can grab and push ourselves to level 63. And you know, do waste a little bit of experience, but you know, if we only have 2 more fights left in the game, so not really much that we're going to be worrying about here. So yeah, so Superior was able to get through Getsis without a problem. Oh, I skipped the rare candy. Oh man, I was greedy. Okay, I was that greedy for time. All right. Dang, look at me go. So I think I was really wanting this to be a sub 2. I think that's why I skipped it. But yeah, it is what it is. I mean, we'll hit level 63 in the fight, so it's not the end of the world. But yeah, we get our cutscenes with our dragon, and this is of course why we need to have 6 Pokemon in our party, so we can battle the dragon, catch our dragon, and then immediately refuse to add it to the party, because if we add it to the party, it's immediately put to the first slot, so we won't be facing off against N as we fight. So, but the Reshiram is always pretty much going to go for Fusion Flare, so that's a free Swords Dance, and then we're able to just absolutely plow right through everything. We do have the Sturdy on the Caracosta, as of course, but you know, we are going to just absolutely demolish everything. And unfortunately, it looks like we're not going to be able to get the sub 2 hour time, but we're going to get pretty dang close. And even Getsis is not going to stand in our way. Sure, you toxic us. Sure, you got the protect shenanigans, but I have Swords Dance and Resto Chesto, and nothing is stopping me outside of an Aqua Tail miss, I guess. So, yeah, absolute destruction right here. Thankfully, the Seismitoad does not have Water Absorb, and there we go. Just over 2 hours. We have a little bit of extra dialogue, and we are going to have one last heart-to-heart with N. And we end our time on the black screen right before the logo, or white screen, I guess. And 2 hours, 1 minute, and 7 seconds. So close to sub 2 hour. And thanks to the strategies that I know are on the table, I know we can push that under 2 hours. So definitely looking forward to re-ranking this Pokemon in the future. It is an absolute treat to play. Its early game actually isn't as bad as I expected, which is very cool. So, and we're going to see our in-game time of 4 hours 54 minutes. So absolutely fantastic Pokemon. I highly suggest, if you're wanting to try this, try Samurott. It is a ton of fun. Try Emboar as well. Both of them are really good. Superior is a lot of fun, but it is a very samey. But I definitely think out of the 3, I think I enjoyed Samurott more, and I think that I will enjoy it even more once I, actually play like a decent route. So anyway, though, that is pretty much going to be it for right here. Thank you guys so much for all that have stopped by and supported the start of the channel and everything like that. I've decided that I'm going to be any Pokemon that is part of like a duo or a trio, I'm going to do those weekly. So I'm going to upload those weekly, as you saw here with the 3 starters. But anything that's kind of like on its own, I'm going to split bi-weekly. So we're going to have a nice 2-week break, and then we'll be back as we take a look at Electros. So yeah, this is going to be something else. If you know anything about Electros, you know that I evolved my Pokemon. This is going to be something. So anyway, thank you guys so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Like, comment, sub, all that fun stuff. I'll see you in 2 weeks for Electros. Deuces.